Welcome to Sage Advice, a podcast dedicated to offering you natural alternatives to keep you healthy on your wellness journey, as well as up-to-date information on what's going on in the healthcare industry and how it affects you. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you won't miss out. We've been talking about inflammation for the past 2 weeks, and this week I want to focus on the practical issues you all deal with when it comes to inflammation. In this podcast, I'm going to share with you an ancient recipe which will prove useful whether your aches are due to cold weather, inflammation, autoimmune conditions, or age. I'll also talk about some herbs that will help keep you limber and should be in your personal home apothecary. So let's get started. Having just turned 70, I must admit that even though I'm pretty healthy and live a natural lifestyle, I moan and groan in the morning sometimes when I get up. It's so common. As we age, our joints start to stiffen and pain settles in. It's not necessarily just because we're getting older. It's actually related to the fact that circulation has slowed and inflammation has taken its toll. Back in the good old days, people didn't let stiff joints get in the way of accomplishing their goals. They simply used warming remedies to wake up their bodies. The idea here was not to alleviate the symptom, but to get to the root cause, circulation, and help the body do what it was designed to do. Few herbs are as good at thawing joints as spicy cayenne pepper. One of our top remedies on the farm was a homemade cayenne poultice for stiff joints, which stimulated blood flow while drawing warmth into the immobile areas. Now, I know that most of you are reaching for the Motrin or the ibuprofen at the first sign of pain or stiffness. But again, those are only short-term relief that does not address the root of the problem. If you want real, lasting change, you need to incorporate a variety of anti-inflammatory herbs into your wellness routine. First one on the list is boswellia. You may know it as frankincense oil, and it is proven to reduce pain in knees and joints. It works against inflammatory mediators in the body and can also protect cartilage, keeping you mobile. Next is turmeric, a common ingredient in poultices. Turmeric is a readily available anti-inflammatory agent. It contains curcumin, which can reduce swelling and even improve function in patients with osteoarthritis. One word of caution, turmeric is incredibly messy, and its bright hue will stain whatever it comes into contact with, so be careful. I mentioned stinging nettle last week, and though it is not often recognized as much as some other herbs we associate with pain and inflammation relief, stinging nettle is great for easing joint discomfort. It is particularly effective in treating inflammatory disorders, making it the perfect addition to any poultice. Did you know that in the past, people used to slap themselves with nettle plants? It's true. The area would swell from the stings, and apparently it reduced pain, not by replacing one pain with another, but because the compounds in stinging nettle are genuinely anti-inflammatory. How great is God? Growing up on the farm, we used to climb on walls or fences that had stinging nettle growing on them and see if we could get across without falling into the nettle. Don't judge me. It was one of the things that put me on this road of herbal medicine. Now, I don't recommend this particular methodology, but if you want to test it out for yourselves, and yes, I know there are some of you out there, go for it. I would use a milder methodology. Get some nettle leaves, chop them thin, smash them, and make a tincture. Pour a few drops into your shampoo, and it'll help your scalp fight hair loss. Truly. When you get stung with nettles, blood rushes to feed your weak hair roots. Well, your body can absorb those same nettle compounds if they've been properly extracted from the leaf without the stinging. So it's something you might want to try. Next on our list is willow bark. It's also known as nature's aspirin. Willow bark's usually infused into a tea. It contains a compound called salicin, which is a natural analgesic that reduces aches and pains. This herb is safe when used smartly, but avoid it if you are on blood thinners or if you're sensitive to aspirin. The great thing about this herb is that it has the exact same actions as aspirin without the side effects of upsetting your stomach. Rose hips. Rose hips are often ground into powder, or their seeds are infused into a carrier oil. A popular remedy for arthritis of all varieties, rose hips are rich in vitamin C and polyphenols that protect the body against oxidative stress. They're full of antioxidants that work overtime to reduce inflammation in the body. One study showed that when used over a 3-month period, participants reported less pain. A daily cup of rosehip tea will go a long way to helping ease any inflammation you're experiencing. Next is ginger, a popular go-to. It's known for its ability to warm the body and improve circulation. Now, at first blush, this may sound counterintuitive. Something hot for inflammation? Remember the goal here. The goal is to increase sluggish circulation, and we need hot herbs to do that. You can add a dash to your poultice to support easy movement. Ginger is also anti-cancer, antiviral, and full of antioxidants. It works from the inside, which is why what you eat matters just as much as what you're applying topically. Ginger and garlic are 2 herbs I use every day in my cooking. Next is cayenne. Cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, which works to replace pain signals with a feeling of warmth. Over time, capsaicin can reduce pain in the body, and many people find that the hotter the pepper, the better their results. Herbalists often combine cayenne pepper with other herbs to boost its effectiveness, but you can use it alone in a pinch. You may have heard of some people shaking cayenne pepper into their boots to keep their feet warm. I gotta tell you, it really works. Next is mustard. It's similar to ginger and is an excellent warming ingredient, often used to support the body during congestion. When mixed into a poultice, it helps draw blood to the surface of the skin, loosening tight tissue. Mustard can be irritating if overused, but when used occasionally, it's a great tool to keep on hand. Never ever use it directly on your skin. Poultices are among the easiest techniques any budding herbalist can learn. A poultice is particularly useful as it carries the herb's power directly to the effective area. In less than 10 minutes, you can have targeted relief that works just as well as any over-the-counter alternative. Here's the easiest way to create a poultice. You can use this basic recipe and customize it based on your specific needs. Now, about poultices, even though they seem simple, you can easily make them wrong. Add a bit too much cayenne, you're going to burn your skin. Too little cayenne, no effect whatsoever. Pour water that's too hot, you destroy the active compounds. Use the wrong fabric, it's not going to penetrate properly. Don't fold it correctly, the paste leaks out everywhere. There are dozens of ways to ruin a remedy, not because you're careless, but because these details are not written down anywhere. They're the things that we herbalists learn by watching, not reading. So I'm going to walk you through this step by step. If you follow these steps to the letter, you'll do just fine. Your ingredients are a tablespoon of ground cayenne pepper, a tablespoon of ground mustard seed, a tablespoon of flour, and some warm water. Warm, not hot, gang. Okay, place the ground cayenne pepper, mustard seed, and flour in a small bowl and mix well. I would suggest you use a spoon to do this. Don't do this with your hands. Add warm water, 1 teaspoon at a time, until the mixture resembles a paste. Now, you don't want this too thick. You want it thin enough to spread, but not rummy. Spread a thin layer of paste onto a cotton cloth or a piece of cheesecloth. I don't recommend using muslin because the openings are too big and you don't want this leaking through. So use tight cheesecloth or cotton cloth and leave a little space around the edges. You're going to fold the fabric so the paste is completely enclosed. Okay, so how are you going to use this remedy once you get this made? Due to its intense properties, This remedy is best for adults with stiff, inflamed joints, especially those experiencing arthritis-like symptoms. If you find that your stiff joints improve with warm, not cold, then this is the remedy for you. To use, apply the poultice directly over the affected joint. Be sure the paste is enclosed within the cloth so it has a slight barrier. Use the poultice while the paste is still warm, placing a warm towel over the remedy to hold in the heat. Within a few minutes, you'll feel a tingling and warmth, which means the remedy's working. Be sure and check your skin every few minutes to ensure it's not irritated, and do not leave the poultice on for longer than 5 to 10 minutes. If this is your first time using a poultice, start with 5 minutes and work your way up if your skin will tolerate it. Use this remedy no more than once a day and limit your usage to 2 to 3 times a week. Cayenne pepper and mustard are very powerful, especially together, and overuse can quickly irritate the skin. Never apply the poultice to broken skin and keep it away from your eyes, nose, and mouth. Wash your hands thoroughly after handling the poultice. I always put rubber gloves on when I'm doing this just to be safe. Children and those with sensitive skin, nerve damage, or medical conditions in which skin sensation is reduced should avoid this type of remedy altogether. Pregnant and nursing mothers should also avoid strong poultices until they've cleared it with their care practitioner. Here's the reality of DIY poultices. You need to mix the right ratios. You need warm, not hot water. You need clean fabric. You need to time it perfectly. You need to check your skin every few minutes. You can only use it 2 to 3 times a week. It's messy, it stains, and if you get it in your eyes, you're in serious pain. Okay, I can hear some of you out there. Karen, how can I get the same warming relief without any of all this hassle? I am so glad you asked. I have a salve called après-ski and a liniment that combines olive oil, arnica, calendula, St. John's wort, Solomon seal, wintergreen, menthol, camphor, and cajeput essential oils. Each herb targets a different aspect of joint and muscle health: pain, inflammation, tissue repair, nerve pain, and flexibility. So for the budding herbalists out there or those who love to use old remedies, why not try your hand at a poultice? For the rest of you who love the same type of results with less hassle, you can go to my website at herbgal.org and get my après-ski liniment if you want fast relief, or après-ski salve if you want deeper, long-lasting relief. Or you can stop by the clinic in Iron River at Northwoods Family Chiropractic and pick some up today. That's it for this week, gang. Be sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss any episodes. Have a wonderful week, and let's get better.